Hi, I wanted to talk about CSV Database. This is a program I created. I wanted to start off with saying that database data can change, and so should your data. Your data should be able to rapidly change on the fly. As your application adds, your web application adds new fields that change all the time, your actual existing application, your database should be able to do the same thing, to rapidly change as your web application changes. So that's why I created the CSV database. And the biggest thing about CSV database is that it works in all clouds. It's a C# DLL that works in all the clouds. What you want to do is your app data folder, you want to give full permission to the ASP.NET users that use that. I have a video where it shows you how to do it, but you want to allow the ASP.NET user account to be able to have full control over the app data folder. You will not be able to get any files out, but that actual program will be able to read and delete files and append to and everything like that for a CSV database. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. What is a CSV database? So CSV database is, you can see here it's going to write files to this directory right here. It's going to create this CSV file called ABC text. There's no ABC text here. So once I run this little program, it's ultra fast. It's faster than CSV Helper. Go check out my other video. It creates this text file right here. So what did it do? It just said A equals to the index, and that's what we got. We got that right there. I'm going to close a couple of windows here real quick. So we got our data. We got 3 rows of 1, 2, 3 plus our header. The default header is pipe. You are allowed to set the actual delimiter too, by the way. There's a parameter where you can set the delimiter if you want a certain delimiter. It actually will find existing delimiters too. It's got a finding delimiter, so you don't have to worry about adding some. So let's go ahead and insert another record here. We're going to insert this ABC record. We run that real quick. Let's take that breakpoint off. And let's check out the data. It added it. 4, 5, and 6. Now this is going to give you the actual the data types here are going to be utilized here in the class. So the class is going to make sure that you're using the proper data type. So like for instance, A is an int, B is a string. So, but if you want to bypass the data types that are in your class, if you want to bypass that, you can use string. This is a way to get around data types. If you don't want data types, you want to get your data out as a data type, you can. So if you want to insert your data without using data types, this is how you do it. It's just your A equals 1. So your header field here, A equals 1. Now, if I wanted to, this is an insert, I want Z. We got Z here. Z equals 9. Now, if you wanted to have a Z column, okay, this could be your phone numbers, your social security, your address, whatever. It could be all kinds of data. So Z equals 9. Let's run this real quick. It's done. What does it do to our data? It added a column here. Z equals 9. You can see here it updates all the existing columns with a new pipe. So every row should have 3 pipes. The header has 3 pipes. Each row should have 3 pipes, and that's our CSV file completely updated with a new column, a whole new column, and it updated all the existing records to reflect the new column. Okay, that's pretty cool. It can add columns on the fly, just like I need whenever I need to add a new field to my web page. I need to add a new field to my web page. It can dynamically do that for you. That's what I needed. I need a dynamic database, dynamic on the fly. I don't have to touch anything. I just write the code. One line of code. Bada bing, bada boom. It's all done. Now, what if I wanted to delete? It can do that too. A equals 2. But not only that, it can actually A equals 1, A equals 3. It can delete anything you want. A equals. So, A equals 1, A equals 2. There's no 3. Let's go ahead and run it. We're going to get rid of our 1s and our 2s in this list. It's done. 1s and 2s are now gone. All we got left is 0 and 4. Great. That's amazing. Now let's update data. Let's update some data here. So we got 1 and 2 equals A. You notice it's not case sensitive either. So A, we don't have any 1s. We don't have any 2s in A. So let's update 0. A equals 0. It's going to change the A to be an 8. It's going to change the B to be a 9. It's going to change C to be a 10. So let's check this out. We're going to get A equals, this should turn to a 8. That should turn to a 9. And that should turn to a C. Let's run it. Done. 8, 9, and 10. We did it. We completed it. Updated the data. Now let's do something new. Let's take our data. We got A equals 4 here. Let's change this to a 4. A equals 4. When it finds A equals 4, it's going to change A to be 8, B to be 9, C to be 10, and what is this? D. D equals to 1. E equals 2. We don't have a D and E, but we need dynamic data. We need dynamic data. Okay? So on the fly, we got new data coming. It could be an insert, it can be an update. It doesn't matter. Okay, you add a new field. If you're inserting or you're updating that data and you have a new field, it will generate that on the fly. Okay? So your data needs to reflect that. Your update needs to reflect that. Those new changes. You add a new field, your update and your inserts need to reflect that new field on your web page. You add a new web page field, your data needs to match that. So Your insert and your update is going to be the key area. So you just add the new field. It's a D. It's an address. It could be anything. It could be a zip code. It could be a state. So let's run this. So what is it going to look like? 4. It's going to affect this 4 field because A equals 4. Okay? And it's going to change. It's going to add a new field called a new column D and E. Let's run it. D and E has been added. Your existing records have been updated with the new column. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pipes. And the data should be a D, a E, no Z. You can see here, this is Z, no Z. 8, 9, and 10 for A, B, and C. 8, 9, 10. We did it. It's amazing. I love the data. It looks fantastic.